Milliseconds Matter had a problem. You beat a level, and there's no next level button. To play the next stage, players had to go back to the main menu, open the level select, find the level, click on it, and then press play. Which doesn't sound that bad, until you realize players do this after every single level. And that tiny bit of friction might be enough to make someone quit the game entirely, which is really bad. Because if players stop playing, they're less likely to wishlist the game. And if players stop playing the demo early, Steam starts getting the impression that my game just isn't very interesting. So, how did I fix this problem? Well, first I had to realize that it was actually a problem. Milliseconds Matter is a precision platformer. The whole idea of the game is replaying levels over and over to get faster times. I wanted players to finish a level and immediately think, okay, how can I do this faster? So instead of going to the next level, I wanted players to hit restart and try again. Very efficient, very intentional, very smart game design. Or so I thought. Because then I watched one of my friends play the game, and something became very obvious very quickly. Not everyone wants to grind for perfect times. Some people just want to beat levels, which honestly should not have been a shocking discovery to me. This is how most humans play video games. It probably should have been obvious. But every time my friend finished a level, he would have to go back to the main menu. Then he'd have to navigate the level select, find the next stage, and click on it. And the weird part is that I still didn't add the next level button after that. Because in my head, I kept thinking, well, maybe this friction will encourage replayability. But that is not what friction does. Friction does not make players replay your game. Friction makes players give up and play Mario Kart instead. Eventually, another friend played the game, and they literally told me that there should be a next level button. At that point, I realized I was not making some genius minimalist design decision. So I finally gave in and added the button. Which should have been easy, but after I added it, it immediately broke the leaderboard system. Because before this, the game loaded levels through the level select menu. And the level select buttons were secretly doing another job in the background. They were telling the leaderboard what display name to use for the level. So instead of showing something horrible like this, the leaderboard would show the actual level name. A very important feature. But now the next level button skipped the entire level select screen. So the leaderboard had no idea what the level was called anymore, and instead used the name of the first level that the player had opened. So after finishing the challenging fourth level of the game, you would need to go back to the main menu and press a button to see your time on the leaderboard. Essentially, the same problem that I had started with. And the solution I ended up using was honestly kind of brute force. I created a dictionary in Godot with all of the level ideas and their corresponding display names. When the level buttons loaded in, they would set the name of the level in the dictionary. Then, whenever a level loads, the game checks the dictionary and pulls the correct name from there. Not the most elegant solution ever created, but it works. Also, if you want to support the game while I continue fixing problems that I accidentally create for myself, you can wishlist Milliseconds Matter on Steam. It genuinely helps a lot with the game's visibility. But the interesting part about adding this button was that it changed how I think about game design. I've been realizing more and more that players approach games in completely different ways. Some players want to optimize every movement and grind for leaderboard times. Other players just want to move forward, beat levels, and see new content. And neither approach is wrong. So if I only design the game around the way I play it, I end up accidentally making the experience worse for a lot of people. I actually talked about this in another video where I changed parts of the game to work better for different kinds of players. That video is on the screen right now. Apparently, this is becoming a recurring trend where I accidentally create a problem and then learn basic game design principles afterward. Hopefully, someday I'll learn all these lessons ahead of time instead of through public embarrassment. But until then, if you want to hear more about the problems I fix while making Milliseconds Matter, hit subscribe. Thank you.